North Korea hacked him, so Pajama-Clad American took down North Korea's internet for weeks. Frustrated by lack of U.S. response, took matters into his own hands. It's by Abby Liebing, Western Journal and WND. North Korea has been having issues with its internet for the past couple of weeks. Even though the communist country is extremely restricted, observers began noticing connectivity problems with nearly all of its websites dropping offline, Wired reported Wednesday. One of the central routers that allowed access to North Korea's networks appeared to be incapacitated, while effectively cut off from all the digital connections to the rest of the world. Many assumed that it was a foreign government launching cyber attacks against Pyongyang, the capital of North Korea, in response to its recent missile tests, but it turned out that one American hacker, known as P4X, was responsible for crippling North Korea's connections, Wired reported. The hacker launched repeated, quote, distributed denial of service, end quote, attack against country, crippling its internet. Quote, in fact, it was the work of one American man in a t-shirt, pajama pants, and slippers, sitting in his living room night after night watching alien movies and eating spicy corn snacks, and periodically walking over to his home office to check on the progress that he was running to disrupt the internet of an entire country, namely North Korea. This is what Andy Greenberg wrote on Wired. The report said P4X himself had been targeted by North Korea hackers a year ago in an attack on Western security researchers, quote, with the apparent aim of stealing their hacking tools and details about software vulnerabilities, end quote. The American hacker told Wired he attacked the communist country in a retaliation. P4X spoke to the outlet and shared his screen recordings to verify his responsibility for the cyber attacks on North Korea. Obviously, I guess he didn't want anyone else to get credited for that. When he explained why he retaliated against North Korea like this, he said, it felt like the right thing to do here. If they don't see we have teeth, it's just going to keep coming, P4X said. He said, I want them to understand that if you come at us, it means some of your infrastructure is going down for a while. He's my hero. P4X told Wired he found many vulnerabilities in North Korea's system that he said pretty easily allowed him to then launch a, quote, denial of service, end quote, to the country. He also said he discovered the country was using some ancient versions of web server software. He described North Korea, this is not a joke, this is actually happened. He described North Korea's home operating system as old and vulnerable. The hacker said that he thought that his efforts to annoy the communist regime was a success, adding that the country's people, most of whom lack internet access, were not his target. He said, I definitely wanted to affect the people as little as possible and the government as much as possible. So what was the overall goal of P4X's hack? He told Wired, regime change, no. I was just kidding. I just want to prove a point. I want that point to be very squarely proven before I'm sure all nerds have this type of humor. He said, regime change, no, I'm just kidding. He says, I just want to prove a point. I want that point to be very squarely proven before I stop. So this was originally on Western Journal, it's on WND. This is not a joke. It actually happened. So he's exposing the fact that they have ancient systems in North Korea, which is, of course, believable. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box